Here's something I don't believe. I don't know necessarily. Not at least enough to make this really happen, okay? And then on the other side of the aisle, you take a look at Joe Manchin, who's like very much the Second Amendment because he's from West Virginia. And we actually got a fun little story about West Virginia at the tail end of this, which just kind of rebuffs everything that's been going around lately. So, Democratic Senator Murphy, he's from Connecticut, right? Yeah, exactly. Republicans negotiating federal gun laws in a significant way right now. I doubt it. Senator Chris Murphy said Sunday on ABC's This Week that Republicans were engaging in bipartisan negotiations for federal gun safety measures following Uvalde, Texas shooting. Murphy said, "It's inconceivable to me that we haven't passed significant federal legislation trying to address the tragedy of gun violence in the nation. How about the fact that it's not necessary? Or the last time that there was a significant infringement on the Second Amendment, it was overturned because the bill, which was written, which is the landmark legislation of the current in chief, it was overturned because the people don't want it. Sure, it's a tragedy right now, but just give it some time. Give it some time. I'm sure something else will just come along and the media will just roll a nice fucking shiny ball across the table that people will pay attention to. This will be out of the headlines very shortly. Mark my words. It always happens. Oh, but yes, especially because since Sandy Hook, does anybody remember what year that happened? No, okay, cool. We've even seen a worse slaughter in Las Vegas. How about that FBI investigation that's still open and looking into that? Interesting. Oh, in Orlando. Oh, Pulse nightclub? See, I remember that because I remember the headlines at the time, but I'm sure nobody else realizes, like, Orlando, what the fuck are you talking about? Or wasn't that in Miami? No, see, yeah, exactly. But how about bringing up Buffalo, where maybe a former Fed had information about what was going to be going on? Oh, yes, less said about that, the better. See how fast Buffalo's out of the headlines? Yep. The pace of everyday gun violence has dramatically escalated over the past 2 years in New York, in Los Angeles, in Chicago. What's the commonality right there? Anyways, don't need to talk about that, right? Every mass shooting. Oh, there were talks in Washington. No, only the ones that you can proselytize on. But once again, okay, because you got Texas, right? We talked about that a little while ago. They want to address mental health, okay, and the healthcare, right? And making sure crazy motherfuckers aren't able to do crazy shit, okay? But when there's other mass tragedies that don't involve big scary guns, you just say that, oh, like an SUV ran through the Christmas parade in a Midwestern city, and then just don't talk about it again because, oh yes, the perpetrator was of the wrong color, and we don't need to bring up those problems. But let's just get back to what current retard is on about. We need federal legislation. Why? It didn't work the first time, so run it back again. That's the Democrat way. After every mass shooting, they never succeed, but there are more Republicans interested in talking about finding a path forward this time than I have seen since Sandy Hook. Okay, cool. And what came out of that? Oh, life ruination for Alex Jones. And in the end, I may end up being heartbroken. Oh, you should take your medication then. I'm at the table in a more significant way now with Republicans and Democrats than ever before. Name names, say things. How many Republicans? Well, we know one who would be down for it. Kissinger, when he's not too busy crying at the January 6 panels, that fucking bitch. Isn't he retiring at the end of this session? Oh, right, yeah, so he can make whatever proclamations he wants. He wants a talking head position on one of these fucking pundit shows. You goddamn well better believe it. Raising the age to purchase guns to 21, a no-brainer. Go fuck yourself. Tell that to the people out in the country, okay? You're apparently from rural Illinois, right? Farm country that's out there. Those are your people. You think they want to give up their guns because some fucking sick motherfucker in the middle of a different state decided to commit an atrocity? You think that their rights should be infringed upon because some other mental case decided to do something fucking horrific? I don't think so. That doesn't commute. Representative Bitch Tits said Sunday on ABC's This Week that the federal law raising the age to buy guns to 21 was a no-brainer. Oh no, he was talking about himself. Following a mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Kissinger cried, "I think raising the purchase of guns to 21 is a no-brainer. If you look at the Parkland shooting," nobody remembers that. Buffalo, this shooting, these are people under the age of 21. If you want to look at why all these mass shootings keep happening, or at least the significant ones. Okay, the ones that take the headlines for a while keep happening under Democratic rule at the federal level. Maybe that's a conversation we should be having. Anyways, we know that the human brain develops and matures a lot in the ages of 18 to 21. Yeah, but it's not fully formulated until 25, so why not 25? Why not raise the voting age to 25? Okay, if you want to have that kind of a logical argument, oh, okay, cool. If you're worried about brain development, why not make every other massive decision then? Why not make driving 21? Even though vehicular accidents result in more deaths and disfigurements than shooting accidents do at any other time of the year. But no, you don't want to address that. This is just in the headlines right now, and this will get you a talking 5-minute hit on ABC, right? We need better politicians everywhere, but that goes without saying. Oh, we raised without really so much of a blink the age of purchasing cigarettes federally to 21. Yeah, it's kind of totally different, but okay. Those are non sequiturs. Anchor John Carls, and the issue of raising the age. It's remarkable to look back at all these shootings and see how many of them are done by individuals. Men, young men. Yes, just continue to blame young men. Just young men in general. Young men are terrible and bad and awful, and you've been telling that to kids for generations, right? You're just bad for being boys, and we need to put you on all of these drugs that don't actually address problems, which most of the time we're just kind of making up. But instead of addressing how you're raising children, just continue to put more fucking the newspaper all over the fucking stain that's left on the ground, right? Cover it up. Just put another band-aid on that gunshot wound, right? Of course. But yes, 18 to 21, even Newtown, the shooter was 20. His mother actually got him the gun. I'm pretty sure that's wrong, but alright. Been a minute since I've looked back at that, and it's alright. It's the media. You can just take the fact that they're repeating anything and just already think there's probably a little bit sus. Anyways, back to this. But many of them were bought legally. But then at the same time, they were also used to commit illegal acts. We should make murder illegal, right? Fuck off. But let me ask you about your journey on this, because you were once an A rating from the NRA. You owned an AR-15, right? And then I just destroyed them and threw them in the lake because I thought it was so terrible. I don't want to ever have them. Do you still own an AR-15, Adam Kinzinger? Yes, I do. Does it have a tow trigger? Yes, I hope so. Does it also have a mouth grip barrel attachment? I pray it does. Carl said, so help me understand. How do you go from being somebody who is right in line with the gun lobby? You got an A rating from the NRA. What the fuck is the NRA in this day and age? This isn't Charlton Heston's "From My Cold Dead Hands" anymore. This is the bottom bitch NRA, which is just like, nope, I don't want to make a statement on Kyle Rittenhouse at all or whatsoever. I don't want to rock the boat. I just want to continue to get all of my fucking write-offs from the RNC. I don't want to say a goddamn thing. But Kissinger's already been censured by the RNC, so of course, that's why he feels free to, run his stuff back. But this isn't the only a dumb statement that he makes, okay? He was breathing that day, so yes, he would continue to go on and say other dumb shit. Now, okay, he's also not only is it get rid of, lawful purchase for an adult for 3 years, okay? Raise the age to buy firearms to 21, okay? He's all about an assault weapons ban. Fuck does that mean? Can't buy a cannon? The hell is wrong with you, dick? Representing a fruit cup, said Sunday on CNN's State of the Union. See where he's at? ABC, CNN, and as long as he's a self-flagellating Republican, they will give him all the time in the world. Kasich did it during the previous election cycle, so now they've got their little Republican on a leash there, where you could just look really sad about the situation. Oh, the current state of my party, it's so bad. Please, please give me some free time. And look at these sick motherfuckers right outside the monument at Udevale. They don't give a fuck, okay? They couldn't point it out on a map. Probably never even heard of the city beforehand. Oh, that's from rural Texas? Ew, that's where hillbillies live. They couldn't give a fuck unless they have an opportunity to try to proselytize and spread the good word of gun control, which isn't popular in Udevale anyways. But yeah, no, continue to stand on the corpse of kids, you fucking degenerates. Anchor Dana Longfaced Bash. Congressman, do you oppose a ban on any kind of assault weapons? Define that. Define what you mean by assault weapon. Okay. That were used in this shooting. What, pistol? And a rifle? Oh, okay, cool. Just a rifle. Just not a pistol, though? What are we doing here? Can you explain why private citizens need weapons of war? Because it's number 2 in the United States Constitution. That's why. Why do you need so much foundation and makeup to get on television? You could, theoretically, just wear the gunny sack you turned up in, but you don't, because it's your choice. And it's anybody else's choice to go out there and exercise their God-given rights as well. But no, the government has all the best decisions in mind, right? No, just listen to this fucking self-flagellating sack of crap. He'll just tell you, I'm open to an assault weapons ban. It'll be great. Yeah, no, this is what the media is running with right now. This is what the government's concerned about. But you can see in the byline right there, and that's why I wanted to use Breitbart on this one. Okay, baby formula crisis. There's still starving kids out there in the confines of the United States, okay? There's rampant inflation. There's record high gas prices, okay? There's record high illegals crossing the southern fucking border, okay? There's also the United States federal government sending $40 billion off to a losing fucking proposition in Ukraine. Congratulations, another big fucking waste of money. But what you're concerned about right now, instead of fixing any of the problems domestically, no, we need to go ahead and infringe more law-abiding citizens. The same motherfuckers that locked you in your home, the same motherfuckers that told you to wear a mask and shut up, the same motherfuckers who just told you to get the shots in the arm and shut up and listen to the science, are also telling you how assault weapons are just killing everybody and they're hunting our kids. Oh, fuck your mother. You want to start banning the Second Amendment? Great. Then you're not going to get stories like this. A good gal with a gun. A woman with a pistol kills a gunman at a party. The only way that you stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Charleston police say a woman's actions on Wednesday night may have prevented a mass casualty event, mass shooting. This won't be making the headlines. You know why? Because that's the guy who was trying to commit another atrocity in West Virginia. That's why. According to CPD, around 10:45 on Wednesday night, officers arrived to Renaissance Circle apartment complex for a report of a shooting. When police got there, they found the gunshot victim, 37-year-old Dennis Butler of Charleston. Round of applause for that dead sack of shit with multiple gunshot wounds. Butler later died. Round of applause for that. Good shooting. Police say they discovered that earlier in the night, Butler was approached about speeding in the apartment complex while children were playing. Oh, cool. Police say Butler then left the complex and returned a short time later when he parked his vehicle in front of the apartment, pulled out an AR-15 and started blasting. Police say the bystander attending the party quickly pulled out her pistol, fired at Butler, fatally injuring him. Good. A law-abiding citizen, get this, the same type of people that the federal government, okay, and Democrats at large are trying to infringe their Second Amendment right on, stopped a casualty event from happening, prevented a mass shooting, okay? Somebody who was armed on the scene, stopping something from happening, not having to wait for the police to show up, which God knows how many of these people this dude would have plugged if given the opportunity. I think that that's a fairly ringing endorsement for more people being able to conceal and carry, people that have the proper training, okay? Because if she fired once at Butler and then killed him, that's some good fucking training. You don't accidentally hit somebody with the first shot, okay? That is somebody who knows what they're doing, properly exercising their right, and making sure that their community is safe. Because the people within the confines of the community have a better idea of what it means to keep that community safe than just the retards in Washington. So I'll just close out on this. Instead of running from the threat, she engaged with the threat and saved several lives last night, said Lieutenant Tony Hazlitt. She was lawfully carrying a firearm and stopped a threat. There was a graduation party and party with kids, so obviously someone had graduated high school, and we could have had a casualty shooting. Yep, exactly. I'll reinforce it once again because it constantly gets reinforced. The only way to stop a bad guy with a gun, Dennis Butler, bad guy, is a good guy with a gun. That a local hero in West Virginia. That's why Joe Manchin will not be joining in with, what's his nuts there, the Senator Estrogen, Chris Murphy there. He won't be joining in with his Democratic colleagues because the people of West Virginia like their amendments. They like all of their constitutional amendments, even the weird ones about, keeping active combatants in a war shelter and all that fucking weird shit, or the 19th. With all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. Why don't you follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.